Hey guys, and in today's video, we're going to be going over some advanced techniques for Midjourney and generative AI prompting. So there are a couple techniques that we're going to be going over today when we're using generative AI. So the first technique we're going to be going over is image merging. So to merge an image, you're going to need two image links or more, and you're going to paste them into Midjourney one after the other. So let's do that. So now that we have both of our image links inside of the prompt window, we can go ahead and hit enter and it will generate us merged images. Okay, so now that we've merged these images, we can see what they look like. And as you can see, both of these images are merged. I will show you the images that I gave to it, which you can see right here. I gave it this image, and I also gave it this image. So now that we're looking at it, we can see similar colored court, right? This kind of outdoor court with the reds, this red center area. And we can also see LeBron James in the picture. They've merged together. And Midjourney can do this with many things. And you can kind of prompt it a little bit if you'd like to merge it better. So if you were to have like a person and you wanted an animal head on it, you would merge the pictures of them and you would prompt it and say, animal head, right, or head of animal on top of the suit, and it would kind of understand that you want the animal to be in the suit as a figure of a human, right? So let's actually try that and see how it goes. So I just gave Midjourney this prompt, which was this image and another image, which is this pig, and I also prompted and said that the tracksuit with the secondary image, which was the pig, animal head. So the head should be a pig and the tracksuit should stay there in a similar pose. So let's see how merging this does, and we'll come back. So now that Midjourney's generated these images, we can see that not in every image it gave the pig head on top of this image, but we can see that it is in some of them. I think that's because when I prompted it, all I said was the tracksuit with the animal head image, right? So it would have put the pig head on the tracksuit. So if I were to get more specific, I could say replace the man's head with the head of the pig in the secondary image, keep the tracksuit, and it would keep it the same and put the pig's head on it. But for the next technique we're going to be talking about, it's using image seeds to reduce the randomness that Midjourney uses. So what I've asked Midjourney to do is generate me a ski lodge in the Alps, and we're going to see what it generates and then repaste the exact same prompt into it to see what it gets. And then we're going to use a seed with our prompt and then repaste the same prompt with that same seed and see what it gives us. So now I've used the same prompt for both a ski lodge in the Alps. Now let's see, the first set of images looks like this. This is the second set of images. Now what I'm going to do is give it a different prompt but put a seed in it and then regenerate using the same prompt to see how different they are this time. So now this prompt, which is a man on a bike, I've given it the seed 1, 2, 3, 4. So what this is going to do is allow me to take the randomness out of Midjourney generation. So when I say a man on a bike, again, with the same seed, it will give me pretty much identical images to these 4 images that are generating right now, as opposed to if I just used the same prompt with no seed, it would give me things like this, and then things like this, which are pretty different. These are kind of in the daytime. They're very modern and futuristic, lots of curves. And then these are, small ski lodges that are all sort of the same like you would see in a movie. It's dark in the background, kind of at night. So Midjourney just generated these 4 images of men on bikes, and now I'm going to give it the exact same prompt with the exact same seed, and we're going to see how different the images are. And what this is going to allow us to do, you'll see, is that the images are pretty much identical, and this is going to allow us to change our prompt only and kind of keep this reference image. So if we were to say a man on a bike with this seed, then we could say with a blue coat, it would keep these images pretty much the exact same, except change the coats to be blue. So this is going to allow us to tweak our prompts without, relying on the randomness of Midjourney when it's generating these images. So if we really like this one, or if we just really like the vibe of these, but we want some more intricate little details and change the background up, we can use this seed to keep them the exact same and then tweak our prompts so we know exactly what we're getting. So now, as you can see, this is image set number 1, and this is image set number 2. They are so similar, if not the same. Well, they're not exactly the same, but they are so similar that this really allows you to hone in on what you change with Midjourney and keep other things the same. So as you can see right here, I just generated a person taking a jog in the city with this seed. So now what I'm going to do is change up the prompt a little bit, but keep the seed and see what changes. So now I've asked Midjourney to do the same thing, a person taking a jog, but this time it's going to be in a rainy countryside, and I've kept this seed. So what we can expect is everything is going to be very similar except for what I've asked it to change in the prompt. So now, as you can see with what Midjourney has created, you can see a figure running in the center of the composition, but this time in a rainy countryside. And if you look at these images, people running in the center of a composition, especially image 2 and 3, they're kind of in the distance running away from the camera or from where the shot was taken, but the setting has now changed. So this is a really good way to only change your prompt but keep the composition or whatever you're not changing the same by using this seed. So we can go even further and change up whatever we want. If we wanted to, we could say somebody driving a car, in the city, and keep the seed, and it would give us this, except there would be someone driving a car in the center of the composition. So that is an amazing way to tweak your prompt and take out most of this randomness from Midjourney and give you kind of the same stuff without making a variation, because variations can change it a little bit too much or not give you what you want. So this is a really good technique that not a lot of people know about. And we're also going to be messing around with a couple other parameters and see what we can get. So the last thing we're going to be talking about is a couple more parameters like chaos and the no parameter, so that we can really refine these images more. And we're going to weight a couple of parts of our prompt in different ways. So let's just start with the Eiffel Tower. And what we're going to do is, so now we're going to be messing around with chaos, and we're going to do the same prompt, but we're going to do chaos 10 and chaos 100. Chaos ranges from 0 to 100, and we're going to see how they differ and how chaotic these images actually get. So now let's understand what chaos does. What chaos does is changes the image grids each time a job is run to be completely different. So all of these images of the Eiffel Tower are pretty similar in their style. Their shots are different, but their style is very similar, and you could kind of expect all of these to be from the same person. But if we go here, these are all different. This looks like a painting. This looks like CGI or looks like it's animated. This looks like an old black and white photo. And then this just is different. I wouldn't even really know how to describe this as much as the other ones, but they're all so much different as opposed to this, that if you don't really understand the style that you want and you want to see a bunch of different ones side by side, this would be a great way to do it, is by using chaos. And the next thing we're going to be using is the no parameter. So let's generate something and go from there. So now what I've done is asked Midjourney to generate me a high-end charcuterie board on a fancy countertop. And these are the images it gave me. And as you can see, there's like some fruits in here, and it looks really nice. But let's say I don't want any fruit, right? Or I don't want any grapes. What I would do is prompt Midjourney such as this and use the no parameter, which would be no fruit. And we're going to see what this gives us, and hopefully there's no fruit. So now, as you can see, I've generated another charcuterie board, and if we look closely, I'm not really getting any fruit. I'm seeing some nuts instead of the fruit, but there's no fruit on these anymore. There's platters of nuts with the crackers and everything, but there is not really any fruit. So that's what the no parameter does. And that is going to be a quick little video about a couple of advanced techniques for Midjourney, such as merging and some parameters like chaos. And if you want to learn more about these parameters and a couple of the technical things inside of prompting and the styles, I'm going to have another video with a reference guide, which will be in the next video, so you guys can really understand each little parameter and each type of keyword that you can use for Midjourney to really optimize what you want, as opposed to just being like no fruit. You could say no grapes, strawberries only. things like that. Yeah, I'll see you guys for that next video. Peace.